Hello guys, I wanted to go into a new little off-peak here. Today we're going to go through Manchester United Wrapped. It is going to be slightly based off the Spotify Wrapped. But the best way to do it is just to get into it, I'd say. We're going to be talking about United's year in recap, not just the season, like the start of, like from the very start of last year, and like how my life has gone around that. So let's get into it real quick, 1 second. 2023 was a mixed bag. Let's get into that mixed bag indeed. How I watched the games. Let me just get rid of that in the background. How I watched the games. I watched at the ground, at home, at uni, and whilst at work. And I hate watching it whilst at work, I must say. 7 games at Old Trafford is hard to get to Old Trafford, especially when I season ticket holder. I remember, but it's only 7 games all year is what I've managed to go to. It is painful. I'd love to go to more, but these tickets just go out like that. 18 I've watched at home, 23 I watched whilst I was at uni, I obviously now not at uni, and 14 I've watched while at work, and the ones at work we've won like 2 out of all of that, and that was the Burnley and Sheffield game. The rest we've lost, which is brilliant, considering most of them have been this year as well. Probably need to quit my job, but the people that watch this at my job won't be agreeing with that. The 7 at home, that at the ground that I've watched, I think we won every single game that I've watched live. Apart from the Newcastle game, we lost the Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup. We won every other game though, apart from that. So when I'm there, the record's very good. And at home, I probably think we've won more games at home. We won the Carabao Cup when I was at home. But let's just get into the rest of the year. We're going to start with where we played. And you know what? Because we was in 2 European competitions here, both in the Europa League and then we moved to the Champions League. This is Europe, and it doesn't actually feel like we've gone a lot of places. Obviously, a lot of dots around England. This is Seville, where we played Sevilla, and where we played Real Betis. This is Barcelona, where we played Barcelona. Munich, where we played Bayern. Galatasaray in Istanbul, and up there we played Copenhagen. And then in England, obviously, we played Newcastle, Bournemouth, Southampton, in these little dots here, Brighton in this dot here, all the London clubs over here. Leicester we played this year, Villa in Birmingham, Liverpool and Everton, and then the Manchester clubs and then Burnley and stuff like that, and obviously Sheffield. It is just inside of that dot as well, it seems. There's a lot of dots up in that north bit, and all the London clubs just pile into one too. But you know, we've not actually been around a lot of places. We've not really ventured really far. Obviously, the Galatasaray game sends us quite far, but it's been relatively close. It's like a nice little circle around what we've been. But sadly, I haven't been to any of the games. The places where I've been were down here in Naples, a hand over here in, I think it's over here in Magaluf, and that's the only place I've been this year myself. And that's the place where I've watched United games as well. I should have probably included that. This is where I've watched games. Let's get to the next one though. I don't know how the video is going to go. It was just me. I wanted to talk about it. It seemed like a cool idea, and I thought, yeah, this is what I'm going to do today. We played 62 games this year, but one really stood out, and I've got to speak about it. If we talk about United's year, this is the highlight of the year. Winning a trophy, winning our first trophy in quite a few years. It was brilliant. This was a great game to watch, and I loved it. 2-0 win. It was just perfect, wasn't it? It was just perfect, and it does kind of seem like some of the wheels have come off and the nuts have come loose and stuff like that since this game. But we pushed it through to the end of the season with loads of injuries. We got in Champions League, and then this season it's just not clicked the same way. And you can maybe say that because, you know, 3 of the players in these photos are celebrating, and you know, here this year, well, they're not being in the team as much this year. Varane, Casemiro, Martinez. Hopefully we might see Varane today in the Liverpool game, but I don't know. I don't know what the whole situation is there. I do really like Varane. So, you know, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully we do see him in this lineup a bit more, because I don't get why he's been pushed out. And then, you know, these players are the ones that really stood out to me as well. The players that I've probably enjoyed the most. As I said, I like Varane, I like Martinez, but the players haven't been playing enough. But Luke Shaw does play enough. Luke Shaw played loads. He moved to the centre-back last year and showed that, you know, he can do it there. He's been playing there a couple of games this year. And I do prefer him at left back. Like, if we can play him at left back, play him at left back. It's just Ten Hag so focused on playing a left-footed centre back. It's kind of ruining the vibe for me. And then we have Højlund, who great. I like the signing. People hating on it, but if you actually look at the stats, he's the least pass to striker in the Prem that starts games. The least pass to. That's a wild stat. That is a crazy stat of just how poor the service is for him. And I argued with people going in one of my videos going, yeah, but if people are finding services for McTominay, why don't you attack Højlund? It just don't work like that. Watch the game. Don't watch stats. Bruno, obviously, he's my guy. We've got to love Bruno. And then also Garnacho. Garnacho, probably the more recent one onto this list, I'd say. He's picked up form really well recently, and I just love to see it. And then this is how we stacked up, how our games came together. 35 wins, 7 draws, and 19 losses. As I said, a lot of them losses pushing towards this season. Well, 35 wins is nice for a calendar year. Obviously, it could be better with that 19 losses. We could have lowered that down. Hopefully, in the 2024 calendar season, when I do this again next year, maybe, we're down to below 10. But the way we've been playing this season, I do not see that happening one bit. Obviously, the year's not even finished yet. That could go up to 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm going higher than that. That's how many games we've got left. But 35 wins for the calendar year, we'll take it. It's not too bad. And then the 5 moments I liked the most was us winning the EFL Cup. Obviously, it's up there. It's just got to be up there winning the EFL Cup. It was the winning a trophy. That's what it is. That's what football's about, is winning. You know, we won a trophy. Beating Barcelona, that was a real nice game. That was a real nice night. It's just knocking Barca out of the Europa League. Felt good. It felt like a change of tides for us. That just didn't seem to happen this year for us. The Garnacho goal, and you know which goal I'm talking about. Yes, you do. That overhead kick was beautiful. It was perfect. It was just perfect. And people have contemplated, oh, is it better than this goal? Better than this goal? It doesn't matter. It's a great goal, and I enjoyed it. And then obviously the McTominay goals against Brentford. They were just great. The way it came, the way it was in Fergie time, and I was at that game as well. And that was the best feeling I've had live at a game this year, I believe. Like what we had the Betis game, we've been 4-1, and we've had a couple of FA Cup games, a couple of EFL Cup games. I've been to 2 Prem games, and one of them was this one here, and it was just it's perfect. It was just perfect. And let's face it, the top 5 moments is the year is ending. The way the year has ended has not been great, so I'm glad to try and get the year over with, and see what comes in the new year. Hopefully some change of tides for us. Hopefully a change of tide today against Liverpool is, my fingers crossed. I can't see it happening though. I'd have a lot of faith, but I do have hope. I do have hope still there that we will do something today. I'm going to watch the game and I'm going to try and enjoy it. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, that was United's year. It was fun. Would I do it again? Would I choose to sit for a year again? Yeah, we won a trophy. And as I said, that's what it's about. There's been a lot of pain towards the end of the year with United, but we survive. We move on, and hopefully we turn the tide in the new year. And we start to see better performances soon. That's all I can hope for, really. I do thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one after a win, hopefully today. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.